Alright guys, today we'll have the review of the Tonkin Caterpillar D6r XL bulldozer and 1/50th scale Tonkin replicas. First I'm going to start with the collector card that they give you. Cat logo, D6r, and it says track type tractor because some people actually refer to it as that. And then the machine, this one ironically has the open cab, but cool card nonetheless. On the back it gives you information on the real one. And then TonkinReplicas.net. D6r engine power, Cat C9 Acer engine, 213 horsepower, 40,393 pounds, and 7.3 cubic yard blade capacity. Just a rundown of the specs that the card gives you. This thing is sort of like, or I believe it's the same thing as the D6TWX by Norscott. With the blade, like it's the same real machine in retro aspect, and I'll do a comparison of them. So let's get into the review. Up front, you have your blade. It's not huge, but it's decent size for the model itself. It's still all in all pretty nice. It's not as big as the D6T, but again, I'll do a comparison. Anyways, you have a cat logo and your grill, and you have hydraulic lines running to the tilt mechanism, which it kind of works. My cylinders are a wee bit stiff, but there you can see the blade in the dumping position. So anyways, as you've seen, the blade can lift, and there's also hydraulic lines running to those hydraulics as well as these overhead lights. You can lift about that far, which is actually pretty good. And its maximum depth is actually right there. So it can touch the ground, which is good. It can't dig in, but it can at least touch the ground. Anyways, on this side you have a handrail, another handrail, and if you look right here, now this is really cool fine detailing, is you can actually see like the handle for the engine compartment. The engine compartment itself is not really that highlighted, but you can see the handle to get in there, which is really cool. And then there's some bolt detail. On the cab, you got a wiper, window, and 2 tanks right there. And then your Cat Powers logo, and I almost forgot, D6r XL. The tracks, you have a pretty detailed drive sprocket and a roller down there. The roller is casted, but it still looks really cool. If you get in a certain position, you will see that the tracks actually sag over, which I love the saggy tracks. It makes it look more realistic. Anyways, you can see the tracks roll very smoothly. Probably the best tracks I've seen from a non-CCM or TWH model. Anyways, you can see your work lights up here. Your cab is all black, which is really cool. It gives it a nice look. On this side, it's basically the same as the other. You have some bolt detail. And then the Cat Powerage logo once again, and another handrail. And your diesel tank right there, which actually has some fine detail on the top. Going to the back, you have 2 reflectors, an antenna, and a ripper, which I'm not a big fan of the ripper. In all honesty, I've never been a fan of rippers on dozer models, so I'm probably going to take it off of this. The ripper's functionality is very limited. That's as far down as it goes, and that's as far up as it goes. That's basically it. It's a small range of movement, but really, like I said, I'm probably going to take the ripper off because I think it'd look cooler without it. I don't know if I could show you guys, but I think it'd look cooler minus the ripper. Let me readjust the camera here real fast. Sorry about that. Anyways, up top you can see handrails and then another antenna right there, which has been sort of something Tonkin has done. If you know their loaders, they have the antennas on there. Now the plastic matching isn't the best, as you can see, like right there. The color's a little bit off, but it's still pretty nice all in all. This model is very decent. Tonkin has done a great job for their first actual bulldozer model. I'm glad to see that they actually tackled something smaller, not like a massive project at first, like doing a D11 or something like that. So I'm glad they started off with a smaller model. I'm glad to see that this model was produced. I would only ask that someone made a D7 elevated sprocket, but that's my personal opinion. So let's do a comparison between the D6T and the D6R. The D6T does have wider tracks, and it's roughly the same height. The Norscot yellow is actually a little bit more brighter, and the blade is bigger. Going to the side, you can see they're pretty similar. The paint scheme's different on them, but nonetheless, this one's more of an LGP than this one. One big difference is that the tensioner is actually where it's supposed to be on this model instead of on the drive sprocket, which makes absolutely no sense. The one advantage for the Norscot, though, it does have the opening cab door and the Tonkin does not. But I wasn't expecting an opening door in the first place. Go around to the back. You can see I took the ripper off of mine. Relatively, they're the same. The Norscot's a wee bit higher, but that's because of the tracks. And now you can see, or maybe, yeah, now you can see the side comparison shot. Now, my personal opinion on which one I would choose over the other is actually I would probably choose the Tonkin, because I've never seen a dozer bigger than a D5 with a 6-way blade. Personally, I like the U blade a lot better. It just looks better to me because I've seen a lot more of them. But still, it's cool to see this model. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but the tracks do sag a little bit, which makes it look very cool. Sorry if I did mention that already, but you know, I just want to make sure I got everything out of the way. All in all, this is a great model. Out of 10, I'd rate it probably a 9 out of 10. Norscot could not have done something like this, I'm going to be honest. The Ripper function sucks, but I'm not planning on keeping the Ripper on it. You can keep yours on yours if you want to, but I'm not going to keep mine on mine because, frankly, I think the Ripper is obtrusive, in my opinion. But that's my personal opinion because I'm not a big fan of Rippers. Now, if it was a single shank Ripper like on the D10, I would definitely love to have a Ripper on it, but I don't really like a Ripper like this. The functionality is not good on the Ripper, but the rest of the model, the functionality is excellent. So aside from the Ripper, like if it did not have a Ripper at all, I'd probably rate this at a 10 out of 10. Probably. But the Ripper takes away a little bit, not much, but all in all, it's still a great model. So if you can get this model for $65, definitely do so. It is a little bit small, but in the end, though, it's a D6. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Like I said, if you could get this model, definitely get it. I'm gonna have a rating scale coming up soon, since that's mostly what I do. Is mostly I do reviews. I'll also get into stop motion sometime this year. This review was requested by CatMac316 on YouTube. So Diesel, hopefully you got something out of this. It's a great model. If you can get it, get it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And peace out.